Yo, yo. Colors Barbershop World. Got the young nephew in the chair. If you're out there, you're amongst a presumingly 12,000 subscribers. What up, nephew? My young nephew in the chair here. If he stood up, you'll be like he's my bigger, younger nephew. It's kind of weird. He's like way taller than me. But okay, we're gonna take this afro pretty much. Let's back that up a little bit for you guys. Afro, we're gonna fade the sides and give him a sponge top. Okay, pretty relatively easy cut. I see the thumbs up. If you guys got questions, I need people to overload me with questions so that pulls the teacher or the coach out in me. Some very casual Mondays, so it's appropriate for us to do a little video and a slower day and kind of detail that. If you're struggling on the sides or just want to know how to fade those sides, you can transition from the afro to these type of fades. You can approach this a couple different ways. I'm going to show you a couple of easy ways to knock this out. Well, you can approach it a couple different ways. I'm going to show you one easy way to knock it out. Okay? I'm going to come in with my trimmers first. Do his front line. That's going to save me. It's going to almost be like draw the picture, color it in. It'll save me a little bit of time. I'll put myself on the watch or on the clock. Let's see here. Get yourself a stopwatch. Kind of challenge yourself. Actually, before we start, let's go 4 quarters. Remember that? We've got an imaginary line down the middle. Gives us the left side and the right side. If you go ear to ear, that gives us 4 quarters. Just like a paper dollar or a football game, my 2 favorite. Quarter number 1, start on the left side because the hair grows from right to left. Quarter number 2, 3, and 4. Okay, you guys ready? Somebody did leave a message. I appreciate it. Let's see who you got here. Sponge top. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you, Braun Flux. We are definitely going to sponge top. Actually, I'm going to do that first because that's usually saved for the last. But what I found out, actually I'm going to show you one of the little tricks we use around here. You can take yourself like a pomade. Here's just an average sporting wave, okay? If your hair is not up the way you need to, take yourself a little bit of sporting waves about the size of a quarter. I'm going to take this over the top. Only careful, don't get it onto the side so it doesn't build up in your clippers. I just want that top area. Get yourself a handy towel. And some cheese curls. These are very good motivation. Very, very, what do you say? Very good motivation for a barber. I'm excited. Okay. Make yourself a hair dryer over the top. If you look close, it showed up almost like white. But the more you use the hair dryer, it kind of melts it. See how it starts to disappear a little bit? That heat kind of melts it and coats that hair. Very good question. How do you sanitize your sponge? I don't. Shame on me. You can wash it just like you would a sponge. Just put some shampoo in there. Or just sell them. We're all out now, but if I gave you another glimpse of the shop, we have a small front counter. Order them. There are plenty of sponges. I got something in my email now. Twist Sponge. Twist Sponge is a company that we're trying to order from right now. Just hit them up on their contact page, twistsponge.com. Go in there and click the contact us button and leave an email. Get your vendor's license, of course, so that you can order. We can do that in another segment. If you want to ask questions, I can answer that later. And try to retell them, is my best approach. Because these things can get pretty filthy. All right, let's back this up a little bit. And in some states, that's a violation. I don't think that a lot of the state barber boards has cracked down the way that they really could, and they don't really know how to treat the situation because it's a new fad. But before long, they may say, "Hey, that sponge is no different than the hairbrush that you're using on several people." Of course, we got the sanitizer for our brush. But these ones, I've shampooed it, wrung it out. I've done different things like that. There's almost no way to thoroughly clean it. So just know what you're up against. And what I would say is have one, maybe for your personal use, and if you can convince people to buy them, you know, we'll be ahead of the curve. But that's one of the problems about the sponges, I guess, nationwide. And those are some of the questions I had initially. Do I still use it? Obviously I do. It is one of my concerns. I try to shampoo it out occasionally, but you still have the hair particles. Okay. You want to go with? Okay, let's see here. Here's what we're going with. All right, you gotta smile like that so they know that you're the same person. All right, we're gonna try to go with that. With the sponge top, but fade on the side. You stopped using them, the West Shaving Barber. So what are you using when the guys want this particular style? Talk to me, we can create some dialogue. And that's why I really want to do these videos. I love being connected. I love the industry, number one, and be connected to people who do what I do so we can all learn off each other. Of course, I'm selling education. We do have one digital download available on Vimeo, and I am an educator, but I was always taught always to be the student, never the scholar. You know? So you never really arrive, just keep learning. But what are you using, my man, or whoever left the message there? Talk back to me. Okay. Is nephew Taylor? Right here. It is Taylor. Giovanni Zorro. Oh, what's up, Giovanni? Giovanni, I promise you, I just thought about you, G. I was going to text you, but I'm videoing off of my phone. And I was going to say, man, we got to get together so we can shoot these. Let's talk about the YouTube. There's a guy out there, Giovanni. I see your comment. Twist up comb. I clean it just like a comb. Oh, okay. I'll tell you what, text me the information. We'll do a video on it. Or if you got a video, I'll shout you out. It's all good. On the item that you just put out. I seen something. It's almost like built like a pick, maybe. Okay, but Giovanni is a former student of mine, but now he's one of my teachers. No, it's a fellow barber that we collaborate. He actually just came from overseas studying the barber industry, and he was a ton of different places, which I think is sweet. Watch out for him. We've done a few classes together and always compare notes and stuff like that. Color back at the rise, I am, my friends. All right, let me cut some hair, because I'm running off at the mouth, all right? And I love cutting hair. So I'm going to shut up. If you got questions, drop them down there. I'll answer them once I get a quick glimpse. And I need a couple more cheese curves for more motivation. All right. Okay, I'm going to start off with just using a flat top comb and a pair of 5-star singers. Okay, this is my basic day-to-day utility clipper. It works. Of course, you got my favorite t-shirt on. I thought it was appropriate. Later on today, we're going to do how to replace a cord. This is a slower day in the shop. I don't have many customers scheduled. So I wanted to make sure this is a goal for me to get some haircuts done. Okay, you can start off by just placing. Again, we're going quarters. Quarter number 1 from the front of the face to the ear, from the back of the ear to the back of the head. A really easy way to get where we want to be is to take your flat top comb, place it in there, and tilt it back. That's basically going to be where we want to put our fade at, okay? Just for a guideline. And I'll do that. Flat top comb is nice because it basically stretches across that whole front quarter. And then same thing in the back. We'll go here and here. I'm not going to switch the whole camera around. So just know I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other side, okay? I'll knock this side out. You guys can't see it, but you get what I'm doing, right? 2 seconds. This just gives me a guide. This gives me almost like a reference line. The textbook's going to call it fancy words like line of demarcation and all the tricky word, but basically this is a guideline that says here's about where I'd like to have my fade land. And I did that really quick just because it helps to create that line without literally creating a line. Now I'm going to take a number 2 guard. These are actually guards that came with the clipper, so it's okay. I'm going to have my lever all the way down. Always got the pinky action going on. But, okay, all the way down versus open. Okay. all the way down. And I'm gonna come down just before I come up. We got to put this on the clock, so we started a little late. Okay.
We were surprised when Dad
I'm gonna take my comb. And I'm gonna come up. Again, I'm just giving you one approach. There's a million and one ways you can attack this haircut. I wanted to show you guys an easy way to do this. So we jumped around a little bit. I started to line him up first, but it's okay. I'm gonna drop a casual fade in there. It's gonna get more detail later. When I was in the basement, before I became a licensed barber, this is the way I used to cut hair. I literally just count down my guards, and then I added detail probably year after year in shortcuts. Okay. So you can see it's turning into somewhat of that shape already. Okay. Yeah, so clipper and comb, number 2 guard down, number 2 guard up. And you can see the clipper and comb work kind of help fade that top piece already. We'll go back and detail it later. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Show you that without getting that camera there. That'd be a far reach. So again, I'm coming down just like I did on that side. And again, all this is bulk work. You can move at a decent pace. Get everything that you don't need out of the way, and we'll start working.
You see, Robert Half isn't just a staffing firm. We're people. People who believe in finding the right people to fit your company's needs. Because employees who are a good fit are more productive, more engaged.
We want to get our hits back up, so if you hadn't hit the subscribe button, please subscribe. We still do have 12,000 subscribers. I really appreciate all you guys. There's no you, there's no me. It's exciting to have a crowd that actually appreciates you or even wants some of what you have to offer. So we definitely want to say thanks for subscribing and being part of the team color. Got a lot of cool stuff coming up. Great information from national speakers and free food shops. I'm also looking to hear from you guys. What are some things you're struggling with? Some areas where you'd like to grow. My concept is in life is always it's a blessing to wake up in the morning, and that's an opportunity to get better. So let's get better today. That's what we want to do. Okay, so now I have no guard on. I'm going to take my no guard. Notice I skipped my 1. And I'm going to take anything I can do with this on this side. I'm going to try to do it right now. With the lever open, I'm going to take the mustache down. With the grain, I'm going to flip it upside down. The corners usually grow a little bit darker. So I'm going to knock that out here. Gives me a nice clean canvas. He's keeping this, so I'm just going to nip the edges. And right up the sideline. It's going to have a sideburn too.
You guys have said through enough commercial. Now let's kick off 45 minutes of Cleveland's best mix of R&B. This is 93.1 WZAK.
I'm going to make myself another guideline, similar to the one we did with the clipper and comb. Okay, right around the hat line, about halfway up. While I have this in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and count down just on the back of his neck. I'm going to move it in a little bit. If it was a pair of Andis Masters, those of you remember those videos, fading as easy as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to imagine that the notches were there, 5. I'm going to go 4, cross that back, 3, I just refer to that to kind of scratching the taper in, because I'm just letting the clipper do the work, and very light hand. Move the lever down as we move further down the nape or neck area. And one. So that gives me a real nice fade on the back of that. Okay, makes it disappear. That's where we want to be. And I'm going to repeat that same step on the other side. I want to make sure you guys can see that. I'm sorry. We're going to back the camera up just a little bit so you can see this side, and I'll try to get out of your way. Okay, so we're working in quarters. The biggest thing, I'm not lost in my haircut, all right? I'm setting up the bottom. I'll set it up on the left side, working around to the right. This will be like my third quarter, just if you need to use the quarter illustration to kind of keep you focused, right? Okay. The cool thing is the back 2 quarters is where the majority of hair is going to be cut because ear to ear there's more hair, because he obviously has a face with the first and last quarter. Okay. Key things I look for is the space in between the ear and where that line starts. You know, not necessarily a comb's length, but just kind of eyeball that, because a lot of time I'd see in the past where my haircut might be a little off balance, like how this kind of comes down here. You can fade that in, but be generally in the same area. That's where you want to be. Hey, what's going on? I got you next up. Just doing a little YouTube here.
Oh, okay, sweet.
So we got the guideline where we want it. We'll make sure this side's the same way. On the back of that neck. Okay, back of that neck to be fair to the other side. Of course, we did what? Now again, if the hair is growing down into the angle, this is not against the grain, this is against the grain, okay? So let's go 5. It's relatively easy. 4, keep your work low so you don't create unwanted lines. Here's 3. Hair grows light in the middle here, so I didn't really have to use 3 over there. I could swipe over it if I wanted to, but there's pretty much no hair there, it's already light. Okay, and 1. Cleans up the neck real nice. And then there's our prep work. What I like to do now in this particular approach doing this haircut is stop and line him up. You establish the top, you establish the bottom, and top, which is the curl sponge, the bottom, which was clipper work. So now we're going to line them up and blend the middle way and we'll be done. If you got questions or anything, you can say the question again or type it in like text form, and it'll pop up. I'll see it. If I don't, I'll catch it after the video. I'm going to bring them up a little closer so you guys can get a real detailed look, close look, how I approach my lineups. See if we can get a little. Color back on the rise. Appreciate that. Who is that? Mr. Lee. Appreciate the shout out. Where are you from, barbers? It's always exciting to see how far we're reaching. There's an analytics page on YouTube that allows us to see where the majority of people are watching. I want to shout out the brother from, what was that? From New Zealand. He wanted to buy a clipper from New Zealand. We still got you covered. Hopefully you got the text back. You can always call the shop, 330-455-SHOP. Pretty amazing that we're in this millennial era where we can communicate with each other without jumping on the airplane and use our phones and stuff. So let's make the most of it. Okay, so I'm gonna do his front line. What I usually do is take a little bit of hold and spray. I'm gonna use this little ISO Plus 24-hour hold. A little bit of hold and spray just across the front line. It's kind of funny, I'm cutting my nephew really up. He really like reminds me of my brother, so it's kind of like my brain's flipping back and forth. So if I say brother, just know that I meant nephew. You know? You did right, nephew. All right, so we add a little bit of heat on there. I'm gonna run it on high. And I do got a question, is this helping anybody? Hopefully it is. I can help you.
Is Bun here?
No, it's not. No. Oh, where you get the shirt? That is a sweet shirt. Let me shop the shirt out real quick. Columbus Barber Supply. If you want to order one, you can call us 330-0455-SHOP. This is a super sweet shirt. My barber shop, we have a small company called Columbus Barber Supply that's growing over the years. We're partnering with Columbus Barber Supply. Call them direct or call and I get you the shirt. $20, that's all it is. Represent the trade. We need more stuff like that. Mine's a little old, faded patch, but looks a little more authentic that way anyway. But yeah, call 330-455-SHOP. We can order that up for you. So let's do our lineup. I'm gonna go in the front first. Make myself a guideline. I teach 3 basic shapes. I've always taught that. Something I've seen students learn quicker on. Make yourself a guideline in the middle. And about half the blade's length, slide over so you can use your left half as a guide to cut the right half. So 50%, here's some Ivan Zoot teaching when I worked for the Andes Clipper Company. 50% of the hair that's been cut next door gets matched up with 50% of the hair that needs cut next door. So they essentially using half of your blade to place that as a guide, and then the other half is actually cutting the hair, rather than just digging in blind and going back and trying to fix the lineup and taking them back an inch. All right. Another thing I do is I take a comb or a brush and comb the hair into the front line. Probably can't see that, but I'll show you the end result. Trimmers trim, clippers clip. Let your trimmers do the work. Don't add pressure. If you add too much pressure, you may scratch the skin or cut the skin. That's it. Okay, so that's where we want to do. That's where we want to be. And now I'm going to do my C shapes. You have a front box.
And shit, a congressman. Shit, a state representative.
I'm going to move this camera over a little bit. I'm going to catch this angle. I think it's a better angle that I can work and you guys can see. Okay, is that better? Give me a thumbs up or a yeah or something.
They sent it in the mail, dog.
Okay, so I'm going to put the trimmers here. And we're going to play connect the dots. I've taught this again for years, and I've seen a lot of barbers have more success on lineups that way, including myself. So I'm going to place it here. I'm going to play connect the dots, and I'm going to make sure all the hair's out of the way here. I'm going to place the flat blade just in front of the ear. Now we're going to take just the bottom corner, and we're going to climb the hill. Comb the excess hair out into the face.
No, that's a violation. Got a point, bro. I just have one on the cherry bread. That ain't no point. Yeah, I promise I went to court. No, just depending on how fast you're going. You know what I'm saying? If you're going a certain amount of speed, I'll go like 15 over. I'll probably get some points. I was 13. I was in the red zone.
Okay, so while I'm over here, I can catch his mustache.
And they got cameras, bro. They sent it in the mail, bro. I opened it up. They said, bro, they got a picture of the vehicle. They got a license plate. Serious business. Oh, it's a way out of it. It was emergency. I was on my way to the hospital. My son was in the hospital. I had to go to the hospital. He was dehydrated. You got reason to speed. You got emergency. You know what I'm saying? Reasons why you can go over the speed limit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no problem. My son really was up there.
Up over here. So you see how we're building a haircut?
Yeah.
It's kind of one phase at a time. I like to pull the hair down with the finger, and then switch fingers here.
If they be like, you don't pay no fine, we can go to court, it's still gonna be $150 for court costs. You go. Yeah, I'm gonna start the processing center, man. Yeah, I'm at the shop. About to get Drew. Thank you, Hank.
Okay, so that's basically the haircut except for our fade. Basically drawing the picture and then coloring it in. I'm gonna do the same thing other side.
Sculpture.
When you're doing your hairline or front line, make sure that you take your time and let the trimmer do the work. I can't stress that enough. If they're set right, you should be able to just tap it and the hair should fall off.
Oh, man. Oh, listen to this. Let me read this. They said, okay. Why if it wasn't you gotta have to tell who it was. They said my vehicle was in the shared country control of another person. They want the name, address, birthday, management. The vehicle has been reported to staff.
No, I didn't start the fade yet. To answer your question, who is that? Shane Dennis?
If it wasn't you.
Yeah. It's just a different approach. You can start wherever you want, but I'm just throwing different techniques out there. This is an easy way to get some results you want to be at. I'm going to tilt this camera just a little bit.
If the vehicle report shows it,
kind of like draw the, I keep using the analogy, draw the picture and then color it in. Alright, so I'm going to bend the head down, start from your middle, work over to your side. And for you guys, let me see, can you spell out the website, please? What website? Are you referring to Vimeo or what? We don't have a website set up now. Of course, just the YouTube channel, our Facebook, Colors Barbershop. If there's anything you wanted to order, you can just shoot us a text on here. You can always call the shop, 330-455-SHOP. I can take your order like these shirts. They're only $20. And we will have a website coming. It's colorsbarbershop.com. It's under construction, so if you go there, you won't see anything just yet. But, okay, our focus now is the front line. Front line's been done. Okay. And we're going to do our sidelines. I'm going to turn them around just so you guys can get a better look. Again, let us know what you like YouTube Live. It's a little tricky just because I'm one man and then I'm controlling the video just off the phone for the day.
It's a blur. You can't even get a real license plate with your bus. No, can't do it.
So I'm gonna go around his ear.
Chicago, you can't even have a license plate on your license. What? You know how many people get murdered? You know said they don't care about no license, short y'all talk now.
Okay, so up around the ear.
We don't care that about nothing. And you better move real slow, get about stuff. Do not move fast. They will set you down.
Down the, what's up, Cuddy? There's one of our other barbers / artists. Cuddy, watch him. If you've seen his video yet, if not, scroll down. You'll see him. He did a comb over cut and a taper on straight hair. Really, really nice performance there. Give us some hits. If you're not a subscriber yet, click on, of course. We got to get our hits up, so. Okay, so we're playing connected dots. You want top line for reference sake. You want a line in front of the ear, and then just this bottom corner. We're climbing up one hair at a time. And of course, this is prior to any razor work. You can go back and add your detail. We're just talking basic fundamentals right now. You know, the part of me that is a coach. I like fundamentally sound stuff. So let's get our fundamentals. We shouldn't struggle with fundamentals, right? All right, so there's our outline pretty much. And there's our setup for the bottom and the top. I'm gonna hit his mustache real quick.
What is it? Just big glass. Yeah, it is silly. I like the town.
Is there a low taper fade cut? Funky Drummer asked that. Is this, or are you saying is there? I don't know if that was a typo. It's a low fade. There is a low fade cut to answer that question. Of course, there's a million and one cuts out there. This one right here is just like more medium fade. I would call it soft fade or light fade because we set the guideline. You probably missed that first part. You can go back and watch the video once we're done shooting. Even though we're going live, they post. We've been doing this a couple of weeks. I'm just getting familiar with it. But they'll post. You can go back and watch this like a regular YouTube video. Of course, make sure both sides. I may ask for a little help from Nephew. Top lip down. Okay, that just kind of helps me see where I'm at. All right, just relax. So you got everything where we need to. I'll give you a little go round. Okay, so it's a low taper fade, I guess you could say. I call it a soft fade, just a light fade. I angled it down just a little bit in the back. You can see the guide. But again, we're talking quarters, so you got a left side and a right side. All right. All right, so take your halves and break them in half. That makes it a little easier. He's got a face, so if I take my left side and say I'm gonna stop at the back of the ear, look at that. More like shadow fade, I guess, you know, but the language, don't get caught up in the language, because if we was on different ends of the earth, they're gonna call it different things. Uptown, downtown fade, Detroit fade, Atlanta fade. When I got my barber instructor license, Atlanta's kind of home away from home for me. So I went to school in Atlanta, even though I'm from Ohio, the great state of Ohio. You guys seen them Buckeyes, right? That performance. I got down there and the guy said, tape me up. So I start tapering him, thinking tape was short for taper. And the dialect in that particular area, or the verbiage, the slang, all of that stuff, almost threw me for a loop. Customer got mad. He was not asking for nothing that I wasn't capable of performing. It's just the communication was a little breakdown, right? So that's a long answer to your question, but I'm just gonna blend this line out. The cool thing is, saw the Cavs lost against the Knicks for sure. It's all good. They was in the finals last year, wasn't it? Let me see. I come to your shop every 2 weeks with my boys. I was asking because I want a different style. Oh, okay. Go on our Facebook. You can go on our Facebook. There's a ton of stuff out there. Or our Instagram, Colors Barbershop, CULLERS. And you might see some things you want on there. But this is called just a soft fade. There's lower fades in this. The further we bring this down, the names may change. The higher we bring this line up, the names may change. The bolder we make this, now it turns into, because there is a light line up if you can see that. So we're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here's open 5. I'm gonna fade this first quarter. Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't know your Instagram name. Maybe if I see your face, I remember what haircut you get or whatnot. You come into the shop regularly. See how easy that is? It pretty much fades itself if you take your time with your clipper. Oh, okay, Spence. What's up, Spence? Spencer? Yeah, check out our Facebook, Colors Barbershop. Like us on Facebook. There's some cuts on there. And Instagram. Just go to Instagram and punch in Colors Barbershop. You see some stuff there. Okay, so there's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You see the front, how that's faded? We're gonna do that all the way around, right? Because that's the desired result that we're looking for. Desired look, rather. All right, still better lighting here. So I'm gonna stick. The point is, we want to work on quarters. See how that first quarter is faded? I can go back and clean up, clipper, and comb. Now the next one, next quarter, I'm gonna go back to my 2. Real simple, 5. Here's 4.
Up next, Gary G. Johnson on the show. And we are right on time today.
Here's 3. Actually, I'm already closed. It'll be like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I kind of got ahead of myself. Just went open, midway, and then close. What size guard do you have? That was a 2 guard. This one right here is a 1 guard. Okay. If I was using, I use the walls. That's a 2 guard. That's it. I don't know if you can see that number 2 on there. Anyway, it's a number 2 guard. Leaves the hair 1/4 inch long. Now I'm gonna move to a number 1 guard. Often refers to as an 8. Appreciate the questions too. That's where we want to be a little more interactive, so people get where they need to be. So again, I'm starting off here, 5. Lever was open. I'm going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just like if it was a pair of Andis Masters. Open 5. If you want to add pressure, add it with your opposite hand. It'll stretch the skin out for you. And use a comb so that you can comb out. You're just breaking the line, right? Yep. I don't want to go up in there. Just right on the line. If you feel like it's not fading fast enough, that's where your comb comes in. You can do one of these. I didn't quite see your whole question. It was kind of long. Take a picture of ours. Take a picture of this cut and say, hey, cut it like this, or get something similar. Google sponge top fades, and you can pull up some different lines there. Sorry about that. Okay, how would I go about telling my barber to cut my head if I was getting a soft fade, curly on top, but don't want my hair to look like a box on top? Just tell them to do the fade a little lower. If I did this fade down here, it won't be as boxy. If you can send me, you can email me a picture, Colors Barbershop, CULLERS @gmail.com. Send us a picture I'll check it out and I'll critique it for you or whatever. If that'll help you out a little bit, it's no problem. I'll be glad to do that for you. Okay, so while we got this guard on, I can also use my clipper and comb technique. I have a 1 guard on there, but I can soften it up. It'll get you a level that sits right in between the 1 and the 2. See how it begins to soften that taper up a little bit for us? And of course we can use the same thing, do the same thing using the smaller end. Okay, while we're on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this one up because everything underneath here is a 16 guard and then clipper and comb.